Welcome to English Podcast for Listening and Speaking. It's great to have you join us today. I'm Tom.
And I'm Emily. We're so excited to spend some time with you, helping you improve your English listening and speaking skills.
That's right. And today, we're diving into a topic that's not just important, but also incredibly heartwarming. Our episode is all about helping others, the power of kindness and volunteerism.
It's a theme that touches everyone, and we believe it's a fantastic way to explore a natural English conversation. This episode is designed especially for our intermediate level learners, so we'll be speaking clearly, but also introducing some really useful, everyday expressions.
Absolutely. We want to make sure you not only understand the words but also feel confident using them in real conversations. We'll be talking about various ways people help each other, from big organized efforts to simple acts of kindness.
And speaking of useful words, we'll be introducing a term today that's very common when we talk about community support. It's a place where people often go to give their time and help those who are struggling. Think about a place that serves warm meals to people who need them. We'll get to that in just a moment.
All right. Emily, you teased a word earlier, and I think it's the perfect place for us to start our vocabulary journey today. The word is soup kitchen.
Yes, soup kitchen. It's a very common term, especially here in the United States, and it describes a place where free food, often soup, is served to people who are homeless or can't afford to buy food. It's a place that provides meals to those who are less fortunate.
That's right. So, if someone says, "I'm going to eat at the soup kitchen today," it means they're going there to get a free meal because they need it. Or, if you hear, "The local church runs a soup kitchen every Tuesday," it means they organize and provide meals there regularly.
Exactly. Now, how do these places operate? Who helps out at a soup kitchen? That leads us to our second important word, volunteer.
Volunteer. This is a fantastic word. Volunteer is a person who offers to do something without being paid, usually to help others or a good cause. They give their time and effort freely.
So, if you volunteer at a soup kitchen, it means you're helping serve the food, clean up, or prepare meals, and you're not getting paid for it. You're doing it because you want to contribute and help others. For example, many students volunteer at the animal shelter on weekends. Or, I decided to volunteer my time to teach English.
That's a great example. You're giving your time freely for a good purpose. So, Emily, have you ever considered volunteering at a soup kitchen yourself?
Oh, absolutely, Tom. I've actually spent some time volunteering at a local soup kitchen downtown. It was a truly eye-opening experience.
Really? That's wonderful. What did you do there when you volunteered?
Well, I mostly helped with serving the meals and chatting with the people who came in. It was busy, but so rewarding. And the soup kitchen itself was a really warm and welcoming place, which made a big difference.
It sounds like a great way to put your time to good use and connect with the community. I imagine it gave you a new perspective.
It certainly did. It showed me how much a little bit of help can mean to someone. All right, Tom, are you ready for the lunch rush? The line is starting to get long at the soup kitchen.
Ready as I'll ever be, Emily. We've got a lot of hungry people to serve today. I'm glad we decided to volunteer here this afternoon.
Me too. It feels good to be busy and know we're helping. Remember what we talked about earlier? This is what being a volunteer is all about. Passing the ladle, please.
Here you go. Wow, look at that smile. This gentleman seems really happy with his meal.
They always appreciate it so much. It makes all the hard work worth it. Oh, here comes Mrs. Gable. She's a regular, always has a story for us.
Emily, my dear, and Tom, my two favorite volunteers, is that your famous turkey chili today? Oh, my goodness, I could smell it from down the street. My stomach started rumbling like a faraway train.
Good to see you, Mrs. Gable. Yes, it's turkey chili. Extra spicy just the way you like it, right?
Oh, you know me so well, sweetie. A little spice makes life nice, especially when you're just trying to make ends meet, you know? This soup kitchen is a lifesaver. You folks are angels.
We're happy to help, Mrs. Gable. Just doing our part, and we definitely appreciate your positive energy. It really bolsters our spirits, especially on a busy day like today.
Chuckling, well, somebody's got to keep the mood light. I tell you, yesterday I was convinced I'd lost my lucky penny, and I was just beside myself. But then, right outside the soup kitchen, there it was, shiny as new. It was a sign, I tell you, a sign things are looking up.
That's wonderful, Mrs. Gable. We all need a little luck sometimes. And it's great to see you in such good spirits.
Oh, I'm always in good spirits after a good meal and a friendly face. You know, some days, just having someone to chat with while I eat makes all the difference. It's not just the food here, it's the kindness. Anyway, I won't hold up the line. Thank you both so much. You're truly making a difference.
Take care, Mrs. Gable. See you next week. She's quite a character, isn't she? Always so cheerful, despite everything.
She really is. It puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Just seeing her, and hearing her talk about making ends meet, and how much she appreciates this place. It reminds you why we volunteer.
Absolutely. You know, you hear about people who have fallen on hard times, but meeting them, talking to them, it's completely different. It's so much more personal.
That's the power of these places, Tom. It's not just about providing a meal, it's about providing a moment of connection, a bit of warmth. And for us, as volunteers, it's a chance to learn and grow, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. Even with the long hours, it's so rewarding. This soup kitchen is doing amazing work.
Agreed. Now, who's next in line? Let's keep these meals moving. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that little scene from the soup kitchen. It was busy, but definitely rewarding, wasn't it, Tom?
Absolutely, Emily. And Mrs. Gable, she's a character, isn't she? Always brings a smile to my face, even when things are hectic.
She really does. Now, you might have noticed we used a few interesting expressions and phrases in that dialogue. So, let's take a moment to unpack some of them. This is our Daily English segment.
First up, you heard Mrs. Gable say, "A little spice makes life nice, especially when you're just trying to make ends meet, you know." That phrase, make ends meet. What does that mean, Emily?
Great question, Tom. To make ends meet means to earn just enough money to cover your basic living expenses. So, rent, food, transport, and other necessities. If you're making ends meet, you're managing financially, but there isn't usually much extra money for luxuries or savings.
Right, like for many students, myself included, when I was in college. I was definitely just trying to make ends meet. Every penny counted.
Exactly. And sometimes, people fall on hard times. We heard you mention that, Tom, when you said, you hear about people who have fallen on hard times, but meeting them, talking to them, it's completely different.
Ah, yes. When someone has fallen on hard times, it means they're experiencing a period of financial difficulty or bad luck in their life. Maybe they lost their job, or they have unexpected medical bills, or something difficult has happened that makes it hard to live comfortably.
It's a very common way to describe people who are struggling, and it often comes with a sense of empathy, acknowledging that life can be unpredictable. You know, like, after the factory closed, many families in the town fell on hard times. It just means they faced difficult circumstances.
And speaking of difficult circumstances, we mentioned helping the needy, or the less fortunate. This is simply a kind way to refer to people who lack basic necessities like food, shelter, or money. It's often used when talking about charitable work.
Yes, instead of saying, poor people, which can sometimes sound a bit harsh, we often say, the needy, or the less fortunate. For instance, the charity collects clothes to distribute to the needy before winter. Or, it's important to support organizations that help the less fortunate.
Okay, let's move on to a couple of positive phrases. I said that Mrs. Gable's positive energy bolsters our spirits. To bolster spirits means to improve someone's emotional state, to make them feel better, more hopeful, or more confident.
It's like giving someone an emotional boost. When you're feeling down, a kind word from a friend can really bolster your spirits. Or, for me, a sunny day after a week of rain always bolsters my spirits. It's a great way to say, cheer up, or lift someone's mood.
And then, at the very end of her conversation with us, Mrs. Gable said, "You're truly making a difference." Emily, tell us about making a difference.
To make a difference means to have a positive impact on someone or something, even if it seems like a small action. It means your actions are creating a change for the better. Mrs. Gable felt we were making a difference by serving her food and being kind.
Right. Like even picking up litter in your local park can make a difference for the environment. Or a teacher who truly inspires their students is definitely making a difference in their lives.
Exactly. And finally, let's talk about the idea of being generous. We use that word, kindness, a lot in the dialogue, and generous is very much related. When someone is generous, it means they are willing to give time, money, or support freely, without expecting anything in return.
Like donating to a charity, volunteering your time, or even just offering a helping hand to a friend. These are all examples of being generous.
Think of it this way. A generous person is happy to share what they have, whether it's their resources, their time, or their positive energy, like Mrs. Gable. My grandparents are very generous with their time. They often volunteer at the local community center.
So there you have it. 7 useful expressions and phrases from our short scene at the soup kitchen. Make ends meet, fallen on hard times, the needy, or the less fortunate, bolster spirits, making a difference, and generous.
Learning these phrases in context, like we did, really helps you remember them and understand how to use them naturally. So, pay attention to how they are used in everyday conversations you hear.
Welcome back to English Podcast for Listening and Speaking. In our last segment, we broke down some useful expressions from our soup kitchen scene. Now, let's take 3 of those phrases and really focus on how to use them with confidence in your everyday conversations. This is our Fluency Builder segment.
Exactly. The goal here is not just to understand them, but to feel comfortable using them yourself. Let's start with make ends meet. Remember, this means to earn just enough money to cover your basic living expenses.
So, for example, you might hear someone say, "It's tough for young families to make ends meet with the rising cost of living." Or, after he lost his job, he struggled to make ends meet for a few months.
See how it describes a financial situation. It's about covering your necessities. It's really common to talk about how difficult it can be for people to make ends meet, especially in big cities. You can even ask, "Are you able to make ends meet easily?" It's a natural phrase. Try saying it aloud with this. Make ends meet.
Good job. Our next phrase is fallen on hard times. This describes someone experiencing a period of financial or life difficulties. It's a bit more personal, about someone's current state.
You could say, the recent economic downturn caused many small businesses to fall on hard times. Or, after her illness, she unfortunately fell on hard times and needed help from her community.
It's a way to explain why someone might be struggling, without going into too much detail, and it often implies a need for compassion. It suggests a temporary setback rather than a permanent state. Remember to use fallen on, not fell on. They have fallen on hard times. Say it with this. Fallen on hard times.
Excellent. And finally, let's talk about making a difference. This phrase is really positive and inspiring. It means to have a positive impact, to create a change for the better.
So, you could say, volunteering even a few hours a week can truly make a difference in someone's life. Or, our local animal shelter is always looking for people who want to make a difference for abandoned pets.
It's used when you want to highlight the positive impact of an action or person. It doesn't have to be a huge impact. Even small actions can make a difference. It's about having a noticeable, beneficial effect. Can you think of someone who has made a difference in your life? Now, try saying it. Making a difference.
Fantastic. So, there you have them. Make ends meet, fallen on hard times, and making a difference. Try to use them in your own conversations this week. Maybe describe a situation where someone is trying to make ends meet, or talk about a time someone you know has fallen on hard times, or even better, share an example of how you or someone else has made a difference.
That's right. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they will become. Practice makes perfect, or in this case, fluent. We encourage you to use them aloud. Even just talking to yourself in English can help build that confidence. You know, Tom, all this talk about making a difference and helping others really makes me think about my own experiences. It's one thing to talk about it, but actually doing it, it's a completely different feeling.
Absolutely, Emily, I couldn't agree more. It's so much more impactful when you're directly involved. Do you have a specific experience that stands out to you?
I do. A few years ago, I started volunteering at a local food bank every Saturday morning. We would organize donations and pack boxes for families in need. I initially went because I felt like I should be doing something, but it quickly became something I looked forward to.
That's wonderful. What made it so special for you?
Well, seeing the direct impact was huge. You'd see the families come in, and sometimes they looked so tired, or stressed. But when they left with their boxes, there was often a genuine smile, a sense of relief. Knowing I was playing a small part in that, it truly bolstered my spirits. It wasn't just about giving food, it was about giving a little bit of hope. It definitely made me feel like I was making a difference.
That's really powerful. It's not just about the tangible help, is it? It's the human connection. For me, my most memorable experience wasn't formal volunteering. It was actually helping out an elderly neighbor after a big snowstorm. She lives alone, and her driveway was completely blocked.
Oh, wow, that's so thoughtful of you.
Thanks. I just grabbed my shovel and started digging her out. It took a while, but she came out with some hot chocolate and cookies when I was done. She told me how much it meant to her, and it just struck me how simple acts of kindness can be so meaningful. It wasn't about an organization or a big event, it was just one person being generous with their time for someone in their community.
That's a beautiful example, Tom. It highlights that helping others isn't always about grand gestures or organized events, as important as those are. Sometimes, it's just about looking around your own neighborhood, your own circle, and seeing who might need a little hand, or who might have fallen on hard times.
Exactly. And that's a cultural insight too, isn't it? In some cultures, there's a really strong emphasis on family and community looking out for each other informally, without needing a formal volunteer program. It's just expected, while in others, like here in the US, formal volunteering through charities is very common. Both are incredibly important.
They really are, and I think both experiences teach you so much. Volunteering at the food bank definitely opened my eyes to how many people struggle to make ends meet even in what seems like a prosperous area. It gave me a lot more empathy and gratitude for what I have.
Me too. It makes you realize that everyone is just doing their best, and sometimes people just need a little extra support to get through a difficult period. And the emotional reward of giving, it's truly immeasurable. It fills you up in a way that nothing else really can.
You're so right. It's like a cycle, isn't it? When you help others, you feel good, and that positive feeling often inspires you to want to do even more. It truly creates a ripple effect of kindness. You know, all this talk about helping others really makes me think about something deeper. Why does helping matter so much? Why is it so important for us? Helping others is about kindness. When we are kind, we make the world a better place. Even a small act of kindness can change someone's day. It can make a big difference. Kindness connects us. It's also about community. When we help, we build a stronger community. We support each other. We become a part of something bigger than ourselves. This feeling of belonging, this feeling of community, is very powerful. It makes us all stronger. And when we help others, we often feel gratitude. We feel grateful for what we have. We see the struggles of others, and it helps us appreciate our own lives. This feeling of gratitude is a wonderful feeling. It helps us feel more positive. So, helping others is not just good for them. It is also very good for us. It gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us joy. It makes us feel connected. It strengthens our community. Kindness, gratitude, and community. These are the gifts of helping others.
Wow, Emily, that was beautifully put. Kindness, gratitude, community. Absolutely. Speaking of all the wonderful words we've learned today, how about we do a quick recap? A little vocabulary challenge for our listeners.
Oh, I love a good challenge, Tom. And I bet our listeners are ready. This is a great way to check how well you remember the words and phrases from today's episode.
All right. Everyone, get ready to shout out the answers or even just say them quietly to yourselves. First up, do you remember the place where we were helping out in our little scene earlier? It's a place that provides meals to people who are experiencing homelessness or who are less fortunate. What's it called?
Give them a moment to think.
Got it? It's a soup kitchen. Did you get it right? If you did, give yourselves a pat on the back. Or a high five, virtually.
Excellent. Now, my turn. We talked about people who don't have a permanent place to live. What word do we use to describe them? Think back to our conversation.
And remember to try to say the word out loud.
That's right. The word is homeless. Very good.
Okay, next one. We heard about someone who was very willing to give their time and effort to help others. What's the word we use for someone who gives freely, without expecting anything back? Someone very giving?
Think about that warm feeling of helping.
That's right, the word is generous. Are you a generous person? I bet you are.
Last one for today. If you contribute your time or effort to help with a task, or help someone who needs assistance, what's a common phrase we use? We talked about it when you decided to help me with the dishes. It means to chip in, to help out.
This one's a good one for everyday conversation.
It's to pitch in. How many of you said, pitch in? Fantastic. You've been paying attention.
Wow, Emily, that was a fantastic recap. Our listeners are clearly on top of their English vocabulary.
They certainly are, Tom. And what a journey we've had today, exploring the power of kindness and volunteerism. We've talked about how helping others can take so many forms, whether it's volunteering at a soup kitchen, donating what you can, or simply offering a kind word.
Absolutely. And we learned some really useful expressions along the way, like pitch in, to help, understanding what it means to make ends meet, for those who fall on hard times, and appreciating generous people who bolster spirits and are making a difference.
It's truly amazing how a little kindness can create such a big ripple effect. We hope this episode has not only helped you boost your English listening and speaking skills but also inspired you to think about how you might pitch in and make a difference in your own community, no matter how small the act.
That's right. Whether it's helping a friend, a neighbor, or even a stranger, every act of kindness counts. We encourage you to reflect on what you can do.
We absolutely loved sharing this episode with you. If you enjoyed it, please do leave us a comment, a rating, and subscribe to English Podcast for listening and speaking, wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
And we'll be back soon with another exciting topic to help you on your English journey. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Keep practicing your English, keep being kind, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.